Floyd Mayweather built one of the greatest financial empires in boxing history. He proudly called himself money and became famous for showing off stacks of cash, luxury cars, private jets, and an extravagant lifestyle. But today, the undefeated boxing legend finds himself at the center of a massive financial and legal controversy. Mounting debts, growing pressure from creditors, and multiple legal disputes are beginning to damage the image of the untouchable champion. Even more surprising, many people believe this situation has spiraled beyond control and could become one of the biggest turning points of Mayweather's life. In this video, we'll break down every detail step by step, and trust me, what you're about to hear may completely change the way you see Floyd Mayweather. On April 9, 2026, reports emerged that sent shockwaves through the boxing world. The Internal Revenue Service, better known as the IRS, filed a $7.3 million tax lien against Floyd Mayweather in Las Vegas over unpaid taxes connected to the 2018 and 2023 tax years. This wasn't simply another reminder or warning notice. A tax lien is a formal legal claim that gives the government rights over a person's property when tax debts remain unpaid. The filing took place in Las Vegas, where Mayweather owns several valuable properties. Public records showed that the outstanding balance of $7.3 million was still unpaid as of March 26, while Mayweather's attorney declined to comment on the situation. So, what exactly does a tax lien mean? It gives the government a legal interest in nearly everything a taxpayer owns, including real estate, bank accounts, vehicles, personal belongings, and other financial assets. If the debt continues to go unpaid, the IRS has the authority to take stronger enforcement actions, including seizing and selling assets to recover the money owed. What makes this story even more surprising is the person involved. Floyd Mayweather earned more than $1.1 billion during his legendary boxing career, making him one of the highest-paid athletes in sports history. So, how does someone who generated that kind of wealth continue facing serious tax problems? The answer is simple. This is far from the first time. Mayweather has a long history of tax disputes with the IRS, following his record-breaking 2015 fight against Manny Pacquiao, where he reportedly earned around $250 million. He was later found to owe approximately $22.2 million in federal taxes. Yes, after earning nearly $250 million from a single fight, he still faced a massive unpaid tax bill. When the IRS demanded payment in 2017, Mayweather's legal team argued that although he possessed significant wealth, much of it was tied up in investments and was not immediately available in cash. They assured the government that the debt would be paid after a major liquidity event expected within 60 days. That event turned out to be his blockbuster fight against Conor McGregor. In other words, Mayweather essentially told the IRS to wait until he received his next enormous payday. And eventually, he did make that payment. However, the problems didn't end there. In 2023, a U.S. tax court judge ordered Mayweather to pay $5.5 million in additional tax deficiencies, along with another $1.1 million in penalties related to his 2017 taxes. Ironically, this involved the same McGregor fight earnings that were once expected to solve his financial obligations. Now, in 2026, another $7.3 million tax lien has surfaced, covering different tax years and reinforcing the idea that these disputes are not isolated incidents. Instead, they appear to be part of an ongoing pattern. The cycle seems difficult to ignore. Mayweather earns extraordinary amounts of money. Tax issues follow. Payments are eventually made, and then new disputes emerge again. But this time, the situation appears more serious than ever, with the financial pressure increasing and the questions surrounding his fortune becoming impossible to ignore. Even more concerning, the growing debt suggests that the steady flow of money Mayweather once enjoyed may no longer be what it used to be, and the IRS isn't the only party demanding payment. While federal tax authorities were filing their latest tax lien, Floyd Mayweather was already facing a wave of lawsuits. These legal battles weren't coming from rival fighters or competing promoters. Instead, they came from landlords, luxury jewelers, and even a private jet charter company. Let's begin with the Manhattan apartment. In late 2024, Mayweather signed a lease for a luxurious 4,629 square foot duplex spanning the 18th and 19th floors of the prestigious Baccarat Hotel and Residences in Midtown Manhattan. The luxury property came with an eye-watering monthly rent of $100,000. That's right, $100,000 every single month just for rent. According to a lawsuit filed in January, those rental payments suddenly stopped. The property owner sought $337,736.13, representing unpaid rent, late fees, and other charges after accounting for Mayweather's security deposit and partial payments. The building's owner, Layla Sadna, later spoke publicly about the dispute. She revealed that after months of missed payments, she personally contacted Mayweather. According to her, he appeared genuinely surprised by the amount that had accumulated, claiming he had no idea he was that far behind. That raises an obvious question. Did Floyd Mayweather simply have so much money that he wasn't paying attention to $500,000 in unpaid rent? Or does it point to much deeper financial problems behind the scenes? The legal troubles didn't stop there. Luxury jeweler AJ's Jewelry also filed a lawsuit claiming Mayweather owed more than $1 million for expensive watches and gold chains. According to court documents, Mayweather visited the store twice in August and left with 26 luxury watches from world-famous brands including Cartier, Patek Philippe, Rolex, and Audemars Piguet, along with 15 gold chains. The total purchase reportedly exceeded $1.6 million. Although Mayweather allegedly agreed to pay later and eventually made a $300,000 payment, the majority of the balance remained unpaid. The lawsuit also claims that 5 separate checks issued by Mayweather were returned due to insufficient funds. Think about that for a moment. 5 bounced checks from the man who built his entire brand around being called money. And that wasn't the end of the jewelry disputes. Another Miami jeweler, Leonard Sulmanov, filed a separate federal lawsuit against Mayweather and his associate, Jonah Reichnitz. The lawsuit alleges they failed to honor a settlement agreement reached in 2024 involving approximately $3.9 million worth of luxury watches and jewelry that had allegedly not been fully paid for. Combined, the 2 jewelry disputes involve more than $5 million in contested luxury purchases. Then there's the private jet lawsuit. Mayweather is also being sued over an unpaid $15,690 bill, private jet charter, for a trip to the Turks and Caicos. The lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County names Mayweather, his jewelry consultant Jonah Reichnitz, and several other defendants. According to the complaint, Reichnitz was aware of what the plaintiffs described as Mayweather's repeated pattern of receiving expensive goods and services without making full payment. That allegation goes far beyond a single unpaid invoice. It suggests a recurring pattern of financial disputes involving luxury purchases and high-end services, while these lawsuits continue to pile up, including unpaid rent, disputed jewelry purchases, bounced checks, and unpaid travel expenses. Mayweather continued sharing photos on Instagram of himself sitting aboard private jets, surrounded by stacks of cash, and living the glamorous lifestyle that made him famous. The contrast between the image presented on social media and the legal battles unfolding inside courtrooms across the country has become impossible to ignore. But according to many observers, the lawsuits may be only part of the story. That if those legal disputes were the warning signs, then what happened next with Mayweather's assets could reveal an even bigger picture. According to multiple reports, by December, Mayweather had sold his Gulfstream private jet along with his luxury mansions in Beverly Hills and Miami. The famous aircraft, known by many fans as Air Mayweather, had become one of the biggest symbols of his larger-than-life image. It appeared constantly on social media, representing the wealth and success that defined the money brand. But now both the jet and the multi-million-dollar homes were reportedly gone. The financial pressure didn't stop there. Reports also claimed that Mayweather faced foreclosure issues involving 2 commercial properties, while another Las Vegas property connected to one of his businesses was reportedly at risk because of unpaid property taxes. One of the properties mentioned was the Girl Collection, a well-known Las Vegas strip club. According to reports, the business faced tax issues involving more than $52,000 in delinquent property taxes. To many observers, that figure seems surprisingly small for someone who once earned hundreds of millions of dollars from a single fight. Business Insider also reported in late 2025 that Mayweather had sold both his private jet and his luxury homes in Miami and Beverly Hills. The report further stated that some of his remaining assets, including residential properties and interests connected to his Las Vegas strip club, had reportedly been pledged as collateral for financing provided by businessman Don Hankey. If those reports are accurate, it suggests more than simply selling valuable assets. It indicates that some of the properties Mayweather still owned were also being used to secure additional financing. Financial analysts often view that kind of activity as a sign that cash flow may be under pressure rather than completely stable. Despite the growing speculation, Mayweather has consistently denied experiencing financial problems. His attorney previously told Business Insider that the boxing legend was not facing financial hardship, while Mayweather himself continued posting photos and videos showing private flights, luxury vacations, designer watches, expensive cars, and stacks of cash. That contrast is difficult to ignore. On one side are lawsuits, tax disputes, foreclosure reports, unpaid bills, and millions of dollars allegedly owed to the IRS. On the other is the same image that fans have seen for years. A man surrounded by luxury, insisting that everything is under control. Because of these conflicting narratives, determining Floyd Mayweather's actual net worth has become increasingly difficult. Throughout his legendary career, he generated more than $1.1 billion in boxing earnings. At the height of his success, celebrity net worth estimated his fortune at approximately $500 million. Today, that estimate has reportedly fallen to around $100 million. Although the true figure remains uncertain and has been the subject of significant debate, that naturally raises one major question. Where did all the money go? According to Floyd Mayweather himself, a substantial portion of it was never actually received because he believes he was defrauded. In February 2026, Mayweather filed a lawsuit seeking approximately $340 million against Showtime Sports and former Showtime Sports president Stephen Espinoza. In the complaint, Mayweather alleges that hidden financial accounts, unauthorized transactions, and the concealment of important financial records prevented him from receiving money he believes he was contractually owed. The center of those allegations is longtime advisor and manager Al Heyman. According to the lawsuit, Heyman began managing Mayweather's career around 2004 under a verbal agreement that reportedly entitled him to receive a 10% management fee. Although that original arrangement allegedly expired after about 1 year, Heyman continued managing Mayweather's business affairs for nearly 2 decades, overseeing television agreements, sponsorships, fight negotiations, and investment opportunities. In 2013, Mayweather signed what was then considered one of the richest individual athlete contracts in sports history, a 30-month, 6-fight agreement with Showtime. During that partnership, Mayweather ultimately headlined 8 pay-per-view events that reportedly generated around 15 million total purchases and more than $1 billion in revenue. The fight against Manny Pacquiao alone remains one of the most successful pay-per-view events ever promoted, producing more than 4.4 million purchases and approximately $410 million in revenue. Reports estimate that Mayweather earned roughly $250 million from that single event. However, in his lawsuit, Mayweather claims that a significant portion of the money generated from those events never reached him. The complaint alleges that banking records show large transfers to companies allegedly controlled by Al Heyman, with some transactions described as loan repayments or reimbursements. The filing further claims that tens of millions of dollars were transferred following major fights, while numerous additional payments were recorded with vague descriptions such as expenses. Those allegations now form a central part of one of the biggest legal battles of Mayweather's career, with hundreds of millions of dollars reportedly at stake. According to the lawsuit, the alleged scheme was designed to keep Mayweather from knowing exactly how much money his fights generated. The complaint claims that Al Heyman selectively provided financial documents while withholding others, preventing the boxer from seeing the complete financial picture. The filing also alleges that on one occasion, the date on a contract was altered in order to misrepresent when the agreement had actually been signed. One of the most interesting aspects of the case is that the lawsuit names Showtime Sports and former Showtime Sports president Stephen Espinoza as defendants, but not Al Heyman himself. That has raised an obvious question. If the complaint describes Heyman as the central figure behind the alleged scheme, why wasn't he sued at the same time? The lawsuit explains that Heyman was far more than just Mayweather's advisor. For years, he managed nearly every aspect of the boxer's business affairs and finances, and Mayweather reportedly viewed him as a father figure. Veteran boxing journalist Dan Raphael later reported that a source familiar with the case expected a second lawsuit against Heyman. According to that report, suing Showtime first may have been a strategic legal decision, potentially allowing Mayweather's legal team to obtain additional financial records through the discovery process before expanding the case. Stephen Espinoza has firmly denied the allegations. He stated that he has always conducted himself with integrity and never participated in any effort to prevent a fighter from receiving every dollar they had earned. A spokesperson for Paramount, Showtime's parent company, also rejected the lawsuit, describing the claims as baseless and lacking factual merit. So, the public is left with 2 completely different versions of the story. On one side, Floyd Mayweather alleges that hundreds of millions of dollars disappeared through a sophisticated financial scheme that lasted for years. On the other, Showtime and its executives categorically deny every allegation. Meanwhile, Al Heyman, the individual identified throughout much of the complaint, has made no public statement regarding the accusations that if Mayweather's allegations were ultimately proven in court, they could provide one possible explanation for why someone who generated more than $1.1 billion during his career is now facing mounting financial pressure. But lawsuits move slowly. Court proceedings can take months or even years before reaching a final conclusion. Unfortunately for Mayweather, the IRS isn't waiting. His creditors aren't waiting. The landlords aren't waiting. And the businesses seeking payment certainly aren't waiting. That may explain why Mayweather has returned to the place where he has always earned the biggest paydays, the boxing ring. Mayweather officially retired from professional boxing in 2017 with a perfect 50-0 record after defeating Conor McGregor by technical knockout. Since then, however, he has remained active through a series of lucrative exhibition events. He shared the ring with fighters and celebrities such as Tenshin Nasukawa, Logan Paul, John Gotti III, and several other exhibition opponents, turning each appearance into another major financial opportunity. Yet, reports suggest those events may have been only the beginning. According to recent reports, Mayweather is expected to participate in another high-profile exhibition against Mike Tyson before pursuing an even bigger attraction, a professional rematch with longtime rival Manny Pacquiao. If finalized, the Pacquiao rematch is reportedly planned for September 19, 2026, at the Sphere in Las Vegas, with streaming expected on Netflix. Many believe that fight could generate another enormous payday, potentially producing the type of nine-figure earnings that once followed his blockbuster bout with Conor McGregor. However, even that event has reportedly become surrounded by controversy. Representatives for Manny Pacquiao have alleged that Mayweather accepted advance payments for the proposed fight before later attempting to change the agreement from a fully sanctioned professional contest into an exhibition. Pacquiao's promotional team has publicly claimed that doing so would place Mayweather in breach of the original agreement. They also stated that they possess both digital and physical documentation supporting their position. The CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions further alleged that Mayweather had already received advance payments connected to the event and had also secured financing against the expected proceeds from the fight. That if those allegations are accurate, they raise another important question. Has Floyd Mayweather simply been caught in a series of unfortunate legal disputes? Or is one of boxing's wealthiest champions fighting the biggest financial battle of his entire life? If those allegations are accurate, they suggest that Mayweather accepted advance payments for a fight that had not yet taken place, while later attempting to negotiate the terms of the agreement. Critics argue that this is not the behavior they would expect from someone sitting comfortably on hundreds of millions of dollars. Instead, they believe it could indicate an urgent need for immediate cash. Of course, those claims remain disputed, and the matter has yet to be resolved. The controversy doesn't end there. YouTuber turned boxer Logan Paul has also publicly claimed that Mayweather still owes him approximately $1.5 million from their 2021 exhibition bout. Mayweather has not accepted that allegation, but it has added another chapter to the growing list of financial disputes surrounding his name. Meanwhile, Mayweather has continued announcing exhibition events around the world, including reported appearances in Africa and Europe, as well as other high-profile matchups that could generate tens of millions of dollars in revenue. Historically, Mayweather has often relied on blockbuster fights to resolve major financial obligations. After the first Manny Pacquiao fight, he addressed significant tax liabilities. Following the Conor McGregor mega fight, another enormous payday reportedly helped satisfy additional financial obligations. Many observers believe the same strategy could be unfolding once again. Fight, collect another massive purse, pay outstanding debts, return to social media with luxury cars, private jets, and stacks of cash. Repeat, that formula worked before, but the circumstances appear very different today. This time, the financial pressure reportedly extends beyond tax disputes alone. Maintaining an extravagant lifestyle filled with private aircraft, exotic supercars, luxury real estate, and expensive business ventures requires an enormous amount of available cash. Reports indicate that Mayweather has already sold several high-value assets, including his Beverly Hills mansion, his Miami estate, and the famous Air Mayweather private jet. In previous years, those assets represented symbols of his success. Now, their sale suggests that the financial demands he faces may be more urgent than ever.